Hello guys, in this lesson we'll talk about in-order tree traversal iterative. If you have seen my previous lessons, so there we had talked about in-order tree traversal in an recursive way. So the problem statement is, let's say we have this tree and we want to display the in-order tree traversal in an iterative way. So let's first see what will be the answer for this tree, the inner tree traversal. So the inner tree traversal actually works in will print first our left child, then we will print our parent node, then we will print our uh, right node. Okay, so this is what the inner tree traversal, and if we'll write the inner tree traversal of this tree, so this will become so 4. How 4? It will go till 4. I mean, we'll have to print the left. So it will keep on going to the left. Okay, and it will find null over here. There is nothing in here, so it will gonna print 4. So we have discussed this approach in our uh, recursive approach. We have discussed how you can display the inner tree traversal. Okay, so the next it's gonna print the parent, so it will be 2. Then next it's gonna come over here and it's gonna print 5. Okay, then it's go back to the parent, which is 1. So it will go back to the parent 1 and it will print the right. Okay, so this is basically the in order tree traversal. Let's see how we can get this output inside, I mean, with an iterative approach. Okay, for doing that, if you look carefully, so what would be the first element? The first element would be 4. That means we have to traverse till 4 and we have to store these values somewhere, right? So for that, let's take a stack. Okay, so I'll take, let's say, a stack. I'll go to my first node. I'll go to first node. I'll check if this particular node is null. If it is not null, then I'm gonna push that value. Let me clean this. So we can push that value to the stack. Okay, let's say I'll push 1. Then I'll come to here. It still have left child. So I'm traversing to the left child. So I'm gonna push 2. Then I'll go to again to the left. So 4. Okay, now 4 of left is null. 4 of left is null. So 4 of left, we are seeing this as null. So now we are gonna do, we are gonna pop this element. Pop this. So once we pop, then we are gonna print it. So pop it and print it. These two things we will do. Once on the left child, we'll see this as null. Okay, so let's pop 4. So now I'm popping out 4. All right, so I popped 4. All right, I popped 4. Okay, so once we popped the 4, then we will check if this node has any right child or not. So this node does not have any right child, so we are gonna pop again the next element. So the next element is 2. Let's pop this and pop and print. So we print it. So once we print it, then we are gonna check if this element has any right child or not. So it has a right child 5. So then push that element. So let's push 5. Now before we push 5, we actually gonna check if this element does it have any left child. So it does not have any left child. So we are gonna push 5 here. Now 5, the left of 5 is null. So let's pop this out again and check if pop and print 5. Okay. So after printing, let's check if this node 5 has any right child or not. So this does not have any right child. Right child is null. So we are good. So now again pop 1. So once we pop 1, pop then print. Okay, and check if it has any right child. So this right child, does it have any left? So it does not have any left child. Okay, so then push this element. So we'll push this element 3. Okay, and then 3, the left of 3 is null. So we are gonna pop it again. So we are gonna pop it again and print it. Pop it again and print it. Then after printing, we'll check if does it have any right element. So it does not have any right element. So now our stack is empty. Our evaluation is done. Now we will have our in order traversal of the above tree. Okay, so we can do the in order tree traversal using a stack, the way we discussed. Let's go to the code and implement the same logic what we have discussed over here. Okay, so I am in Visual Studio. So if you remember in our previous lessons, we actually created a tree. So the same tree, what we have displayed it over here. So same tree we have already present. Okay, so let's go to tree traversal.cs. Now we want to write. So let's gonna write public static, let's say void, and we want to write in order traversal iterative. Traversal iterative. Let's pass node root to it. Okay, so that this is my root node what I am passing. So we can simply check if root is equal to null. Then let's return it. Then don't do anything. Okay, so in other case we need a stack and stack of tree node. Okay, stack of tree node. So stack equal to, we need a new stack node. All right. Okay, now let's write the code. So what we want is as long as the stack dot count is greater than 0, we want to keep on doing the this operation what we have discussed, right? So let's write that. So I'll just create a variable called, let's say, root equal to node. Okay, so let's call this as node equal to root. Right, so what we can do is while node, as long as node is not equal to null or stack dot count is greater than 0. So this condition we are writing because for the first time we want to go inside the loop. What we want to do, so as long as root is, or let's say node is not equal to null, what we want to do, we want to keep on pushing the node stack dot push. And what we want to push the node to the stack and push the node to the stack, the existing node, and we will navigate to node equal to, we'll make it as node dot left. So what we did over here, in this stack, we are pushing the node, the existing node 1, and what we are doing is node equal to node dot left. So now node will be 2, and we are checking as long as node is not equal to null, keep on pushing inside the stack. So our stack will have values like we discussed 1, 2, 2, and 4, right? The moment all these values are pushed, what we want to do, okay, so all these values are pushed. Now we get the node equal to null. So then we want to pop out, right? So we want to pop and print. So once it is null, we want to pop and print. Let's do that. So I'll go to else. Now let's I'll call this a variable element equal to, I'll do stack dot pop. Okay, and then print this element pop and print. So we're gonna do console dot write line. So this elements, the data we want to print. So let's print the data. Okay, then what we gonna do? So we'll just simply say root equal to element dot right child. Okay, so now the right child root becomes, or this will become node. Okay, now node becomes right child. If the right child is null, it's again gonna come over here and pop the element and print the data. Okay, so this is basically the code. Let's run this and see if it works as expected. Okay, so we are expecting the value to be 42513. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's go to program.cs, and what we want is after in order traversal, so we can do the same thing over here. So I'll just call the same method, but instead of in order traversal, we are gonna call in order traversal iterative, and we'll pass the root. So we'll call in order traversal, let's say iterative. Okay, let's run this and see what is the value we're getting. Okay, so if you look at, so in order traversal iterative, for in order traversal it's 42513, and we also get back the same value in a iterative approach 42513. Okay, so that's it for today. See you guys in the next session then. Thank you.